Hi friends, and welcome back to my channel. Hello if you're new here, my name is Bells, and today we have a get ready with me. I haven't done one in a minute. If you're interested in seeing how I go from this to this, then please keep on watching and like this video for more videos like this and subscribe down below. I'm excited to transform my face. Anywho, let's get into the video. So I really want to recreate a look that I did not too long ago. I posted on Instagram and you guys really liked it, so I promised I would do the look. I'm gonna try and remember everything I used, but even if I don't, it's all about technique at the end of the day. My hair has actually grown so much. I did a chop a couple of months ago and it's really grown in full thickness now that my hair is transitioning from relaxed hair to natural, and a lot of people have been asking me how I'm finding it. I'm finding it okay. Like if I don't really want to deal and maintain it. Oh, by the way, my hair's messy, so if you see like dandruff, I'm gonna just clean it up as I go along, just because with hairstyles where I'm using loads of gel, I just don't see the point in washing my hair for a hairstyle that I'm not going to keep in for that long. If I'm being honest, I don't keep in my hairstyles that long at all, so I'd rather do it when it's dirty and then clean it up. I blow dried my hair yesterday just so it can be easier to finesse and move it into the hairstyle that I want. I like blow dried it straight with like a brush. So I took basically a 3-week break from YouTube, honestly, because I wasn't feeling motivated and I wasn't feeling inspired and I wasn't being organized, so I got overwhelmed really easily. So I ended up taking a break. To lay my hair, I'm going to be taking the good old Eco Styler gel. A lot of people say that this makes the hair flake. For me, it does not. If there's one hair gel that does not make my hair flake, it's the Eco Styler gel. So I put quite a lot. Gonna make sure you get every bit around your hair. And this is one of many hair gels we're going to be using, okay? And make sure you get like all those lumps and bumps. Gonna go in with some more. Don't worry too much about making sure your edges are laid, because we're gonna use edge control for that. Then I'm gonna get 3 hair bands, 2 to 3, or if you've got one really nice and thick one, use that. We're gonna put it where we want to position it, but don't worry about getting it perfect because we're gonna use more product just to make sure the hair is doing what it needs to be doing. And then what I like to use is the Care styling wax stick. This is perfect for just laying down the annoying flyaways, laying down the stubborn hairs. It's a lot thicker than a gel. People like to use this all around their hair, and I feel like it doesn't lay everything, but it definitely lays my edges. I really love this for wigs when you've got flyaways, for your natural hair when you've got flyaways, just to lay it down. Don't worry about this bun. We're gonna do this part, the front part of the hair, once the makeup's done. I think that should be the last thing that's laid. Go back with the brush and you can see it just lays it a lot better. And I also like to do my edges, like my baby hairs and stuff, before I do makeup, because like my pet peeve is getting makeup in the baby hairs when you're laying them and then just turning into your foundation color. It's just ugly. And like, you could even keep this hairstyle in a lot longer, but for me, because it goes around my face, I just don't like the fact that I can't wash my face properly, so I never keep this hairstyle in for long. If your hair is super thick, which my hair is at the very back, I like to use Got To Be glued styling gel, which could be a substitute for the Eco Style if you don't find that this lays your hair. This will lay your hair down rock hard. It's really good. I wish they could make a container that's this big. Do you know what I mean? So I put it all around the back of my hair, and then I use a rat tail comb to really get in, you know, and really be pushing it up. Sorry, I can't even show you guys that. I'm gonna take the hairband out and do it again, now that the majority of my hair is laid. So for edges, I also love the Got To Be glued styling gel, because like I said, they just stay down nice and rock hard, so. Time to put the headscarf on. So So let's get into my face and let's get into talking. Like I said, sorry, it's so hard for me to like talk and do my hair. I could do it with makeup, but when it comes to hair, I don't know. I'm just using NARS, what is it called? Afterglow lip balm, really like it. And then for primer, I'm gonna be using a primer I've been really liking recently, which is Revlon Photo Ready Prime Plus in mattifying and pore reducing. I did like a sponsored ad with them on Instagram, which is really cool because like Revlon's like the first foundation I ever bought, Colour Stay. My shade was caramel and I think it still is. I really like it, it's blurring, it does what it needs to do. Oh, and let's do makeup that I've been liking under my face mask. I really like a lot of my foundations, but they're not face mask proof. What I found that is face mask proof but also gives me that dewy glow is mixing the two Fenty Beauty foundations. And my shade is in the shade 385. So I mix these two together. One's matte, one's hydrating, so I get the best of both worlds. This is really dirty. I put a little bit more of the matte one. Oh my days, I forgot to color correct. Oh, it's fine. Not even color correct, just hide my blemishes, but it's just okay, I can do that after. Last time I did the chatty get ready for me, I opened up to you guys just about what it was like for me growing up. I asked people to send me their assumptions of me, and I was gonna do a whole video on that, but the lighting wasn't great, so I was like, I'm not posting something I'm not proud of. So I'd rather just talk about it here. I've got a lot of first impressions like, oh, you come from money, which is not true. So following up from the last get ready with me, chatty get ready with me, I opened up to you guys about some trauma that I had with living in a high-risk country where I'm from, Burundi, where there was war going on and I had to flee the country to come here to me and my family took me away from the situation, and I've had to flee the country and I had to come here. And just the trauma in migrating from your homeland to a Western world, especially from like a third world country, and finding your feet as a little kid, you know, especially as the oldest child. Like, I'm the oldest child, I'm the oldest of my cousins, and anyone older than me in my family is an auntie and uncle. I have no older cousins or anyone else to look up to, so I was just kind of just going with the flow of everyone else. To conceal my blemishes, I'm going to be taking, oh, I've got foundation everywhere on it, the Matchstick in the shade Suede, which is very much like the foundation, however it's a little bit more red tone, so I can put it around my face, because I find around my face sometimes I can look a little grey. Like I said, from homeland, from Burundi, and in there I think I was very much comfortable. I came from a family that was comfortable in Burundi, which is not the same as here. So coming to the UK, and you know, in my mind I'm thinking we're okay, like I never thought we're like poor or anything, because back home we were fine, so like here we should also be fine. Like as a young kid, I'm just, you know, like why are things gonna change? They don't need to change. Might as well stick with Fenty today. I'm gonna be using Fenty Beauty Concealer in the shade 360. So yeah, I'm not thinking anything is going to be any different. I'm thinking everything's still going to be the same. And where I grew up was in Slough, and in like those of people in Slough will know where like Chalby is, and Chalby is not known as a good, oh, what did I say, it's like the hood. I still don't look down on it, but when I was living there I did it because, like I'm saying, I'm coming from Burundi, so in fact I'm thinking, oh, this is nice. It's got a playground, it's got a park, everyone in the community, I think a lot of us were all in quite similar situations, and like a lot of low-income households, but there were loads of kids. So I had like a bunch of friends from different parts of the world who were all like either black or Asian. I think that was the community basically. So I didn't really think anything of it, but if you know that area, you know it's ooh, a little rough. I absolutely adore the Remsco Creations Beauty Sponge. It's black owned and it is amazing. And coming from a third world country, you're not even seeing where you're living now as low. I think the only big difference was the fact that my house was small. That's the only real difference. But, you know, I got to watch, you know, Sky, and I could go on the internet, and I could go maybe I could do all of these things. So I didn't see where I was living as quote unquote like poor. I'm going to be taking L'Oreal Perfect Match Concealer in the shade Truffle and Espresso. The biggest thing for me is that my parents never ever let me know we were struggling. I don't know what it would have been like if I knew my parents were struggling. Do you know what I mean? I don't know as a child what I'd feel like if I knew my parents were struggling. Using Jouer Blush and Bloom Inspired Cheek and Lip Duo on my cheeks. That's what it looks like. For me, I think where I'd feel maybe uncomfortable is like we'd have in our school, because in the UK most schools are uniform, in primary school especially, and you'd have non-uniform day usually to raise money for charity. So you come in, pay £1 or whatever to raise money for like charities in the UK. And I think that was always, I don't know for other students, but that was always a thing for me, because you know, then I'd realize that I'm not like the other, like some people are more well off, they could have the nicer things, and I was legit like an absolute brat. Like, I'm not even gonna lie, when it was like non-uniform day, it was stress in my household. Like, that's where I feel like the spoilt me would come out, because I need to go to Asda to get a fit so I can stunt on these hoes. I've always I feel like I've always had that mindset. Like when Rihanna was just like, you know, she might be better than me, but she's not better than my outfit. That was my mentality from a young age. I need to be the baddest bee in school. And my outfits, if I can find pictures, I really will, but I don't have that many pictures when I was younger. You can be prettier than me, that's fine, like whatever. But like something I have control over, no, I have to win. As long as I was happy with my outfit, that was important to me. And from a young age, I've always been like, no, I don't have enough clothes. I'm not even gonna lie, this, like I said, this is where the brat in me would come out. I would sit in my kitchen and sulk all day because I just believed I just didn't have clothes. So I'd sit all day and sulk and wait for my parents to take me to Asda so I can buy some clothes, like buy something. It had to be new, it had to. But like, I really appreciate my parents for actually most of the time buying me a new outfit for every time so I can stunt on everyone. And because if it was me, I'm not even gonna lie, no, Heelys. I remember when Heelys came out, I needed Heelys. I would wear I had cousins in the area, and I would wear their Heelys and go out and about in like the front bit of the garden, the front bit of the house, and wear them and then return them back. Because at the time my parents, like they would say, no, I can't have it, rather than I can't afford it. So I would feel like, oh, they're trying to teach me a lesson, not that, you know, they may not want to spend the price, because they were expensive. I think they were like £60. And also, my school and area was very mixed with like different ethnic minorities. There weren't really any white people in my area, or if they were white, they were Eastern Europeans in the area. So when I would go to my church now, my church was really lovely, really lovely people. Not a bad thing to say about them, but oh, they had money. They had money. That's when I saw what money was like. That's when I knew money was sweet. But I'll never forget, I think I was watching X Factor, and like, you know, when they tell you their story, usually sob stories to kind of get an audience going and build a connection with the audience, and they were like, oh, they live in a council house. And I was like, I live in a council house. Why is that a bad thing? Then it's just like, wait, what's wrong with the council house? Is you have a house, so you have a house. Like, what's the problem here? I don't understand. And then you start to do adding up. Then it's just like, okay, maybe this is because of that, and that is because of this. And it's like, oh, you know, maybe, you know, people in my church who, like I said, lovely people, not a bad word to say about them, but they came from a wealthier background. Like, I remember we went to my pastor's house for his birthday, and I was like, oh God, this is really nice. I was like, oh, people are actually living different. Because I didn't really see that, especially like my aunties, uncles, they also came from Burundi, where I'm from. Both my parents are Burundian, so when I go to their house, it was like, oh, their house is kind of like my house, it's not that different. Or I'd go to like my friends' houses who were from similar backgrounds to me, and it's like, oh, their houses. And then you see celebrities, but it's just like, oh, of course celebrities are gonna have so much money because they're celebrities. But then when you see your average middle class person, it's like, oh, okay. And then it's like, oh, when you go to like, I go to my church friends' houses, and then they'd be like, oh, can we come to your house? It was like, oh, no. Then you realize, then it's just like, oh shit, the reason why I don't want to bring them to mine is because I'm not living like them. Like my childhood was like basically in Chalvey, but like my church friends were like Windsor. So think about Windsor Castle in the UK, like the Queen's home, the Queen's land, and then think about the houses in that area. You already know. So then yeah, then you feel a little bit embarrassed, but then you think about it, there's nothing to really be embarrassed of. People have a different upbringing, people have different privileges, different opportunities. The same way with me now. Got the opportunity to work for myself. I'm so blessed now that like when I hear people say, oh, you come from money, it's like, oh baby girl, no. As I got older, I got to hear more about my parents were more comfortable opening up, because I think for them, they don't want you to feel sorry for them. It's very African mentality, and they don't want you to be worried, especially as a child. They do not want you to worry about them. Seeing them now, like my parents now, they have really taken themselves to a different level. First generation parents, they don't get enough credit for me, in my opinion. For them, they're like really in survival mode, and I think that's why my parents pushed me as well to like be a doctor and stuff like that, and go into something where I get a secure income because of everything they had to do. They do not want me to be in the same position they are, and that's what a lot of immigrant parents do. They just want better for their children, of course. And I remember that when I told them I wanted to be a beautician, because beauty was just always for me. I've always loved beauty. I used to get in trouble for wearing my mum's makeup and leaving the house with my mum's makeup and making a mess. In the last Get Ready With Me, I said that when my parents moved here, they had twins and I was 6. She didn't have that much time to make sure I was ready and doing my hair, and I went through a whole experimental phase with my hair. Like I've always been someone that wants to try looks from a young age as well, and insert pictures of when I legit used to do my hair myself, and my mum would see the pictures. It's like, oh god, I didn't do your hair this day for the photos, but I would always be like, I can do it myself, and that's also how I ended up loving doing hair, because I'd find that everyone that did my hair hurt me when they were brushing and stuff. I was like, no, if I'm going to do it myself, I'm going to do it myself and make sure that if I'm hurting myself. I remember telling my parents, like, I want to get into beauty, and I promise you, like, their heart almost fainted, because for them it's like, there was no money in that, especially at that time. Like this must have been like 2005 or 6. I was like, I want to get into beauty and make money and like have my own shop at the time, because I was like, there was nothing to do with influencing, so I was gonna have my shop and be a beautician. And they crushed those dreams. They crushed those dreams so fast. At the time, I definitely took it personal, because it was like, I just don't believe in pushing your kids to do something that they're not passionate or good at. Like, I was not that smart in class. I've never been an academic babe. I've done it, and really and truly, at the end of the day, I did that for my parents. I did that so they could say I've got a degree, but really and truly, I don't care for it. Oh, sorry, I didn't even show you what I did I used for my brows. I used Anastasia Brow Wiz in dark brown with the Benefit 24-hour brow setter in clear. Gonna be using Huda Beauty's Khaki Haze eyeshadow palette for the eyes today. I haven't dabbled in this palette, but I think the shades are gonna be really, really nice and flattering. I'm gonna take the shade in the corner on the lids. I'm also thinking, like, guys, how honest do you think you're going to be with your children? And like, at what age do you think you'll start to open up and tell them certain things? Maybe, let's say, finance and like money. When do you start to be open with things? Like I said, it's only really like growing up and just seeing how other people live, then it made me feel a bit more insecure about how I was living. Like picking out other people's things, because you have insecurity, so you're noticing how people think of you, so you start noticing people how you see other people through society's eyes. And this is what I see so much on reality TV. Like, you always get the really nasty, mean instigators, the ones that want to start trouble, the ones that always have something to say, a clapback, all of these things. And it's like, no, this isn't the way you're built. This is legit insecurity, and I can see them. They're like right at the forefront, and these are like grown women. They remind me of what I was like back in like secondary school, because when you're not secure in yourself, you end up enjoying, like, misery loves company, so you like to pick out other people's. And like, for me, I remember when I was like in secondary school, because, you know, every day was very much like, who is going to get it next? It was like Russian roulette, so you have to be ready to go before the other person's ready to go. And that's a really bad way of like moving in life, and it's just being always ready to retaliate. You need to be ready to clap back so quick, and the only way to clap back that quick is to already have something in mind, already be thinking what you're thinking. So it's already to already be having like a comeback, a reflex, and that's exhausting for me. I left that in primary school, I left that in secondary school. That's exhausting. Gonna go in with this shimmery shade at the bottom. I don't know what the shade names for anything are, but you get the vibes. I don't want to go heavy on the eyes today because the hairstyle does all the talking. Then I'm gonna go in a black liner, the Charlotte Tilbury one, and do my eyes. I'm gonna go over it with brown eyeshadow, but just to get the shape. Just wanna soften the eyeshadow a little bit. That's why I'm going over it with brown. Because I have a brown liner, but sometimes it's just not dark enough for me, so I like to go over it in brown. And then I'm gonna put on Tati TL3 lashes. I love these lashes with my full heart. You guys always ask me what lashes I'm wearing, and these are the ones. The lashes are done and they are on. So now I'm gonna take this off. It's been a minute. Think she's ready. Back in with the carrot hair. We're gonna start slicking this down. Then you like finesse, and then what I like to do is get a freeze hold spray. This is the Tresemme freeze hold spray, and then I spray as I go on. Bobby pin central at the back. Make sure you've got your bobby pins, as you're gonna need them for the back. Okay, we are done with the hair. I think I could have gone a little bit lower. For lip liner, I'm taking the Fenty Beauty Matchstick in Truffle. And then I'm gonna be taking Beauty Bay's lip gloss in Slippers. Okay, makeup is done. Ooh, I'm gonna use Morphe's Continuous Setting Mist. That is it for the final look. We are done. I hope you guys like this video. I hope you liked me rambling as always. Like this video for more videos like this and subscribe down below. I'll catch you guys in the next video. Mwah. Bye.